can you all see the screen?
Yes, can.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so most of us know this presentation. Only latter part I changed slightly, but for the other new coaches benefit, I like to go with it. So yeah, we call our service as professional business coaching, PBC, in short term, so that we can understand, because there are several coaching efforts happening in Sri Lanka with different international and national organizations. So our coaching modality or coaching name is called as professional business coaching, and we are talking about two things. One is course, the other one is services, right? Oh. Okay, yeah. As Mr. Keith said, the goal is to help the client to open the possibilities or expand their capacities, right? That's course coaching. And this is very important when we do coaching, whether it's business coaching or normal coaching. We can help practitioners as well as managers, leaders. For practitioners, they can do to develop more practices using the coaching, as well as human resource managers and trainers can also use this as a tool or a methodology or mode to develop the capacities of them. And when based on 2021 International Coaching Federation study, around 70% work of the work performance was increased, and you can see the other statistics. So it shows the importance of using coaching in the businesses as well as personal life. And then this is about women in coaching, because our program focus on inclusiveness. So when you look at it, the female share is going up, and especially in 2019 and 2015, you can see the growth. So this is a mantra these days, where everyone is interested about rather than the other modalities. And then as others know, most of us know, there are around 2-3 models used in coaching. One is Oscar model, and the other one is T-Grow model. Even though the approach is different, but the ultimate goal is the same. So when we analyzed these models and tested coaching in Sri Lanka, we found we label this as a blended coaching. So we found only coaching is not going to help. So what we did here is we worked with the organization or the businesses and create an action plan. Based on the action plan, we link them with other support services such as exposure visit, technology training, or financial links, and other similar business development services. So because of that, we were able to monitor the performance, and also we were able to see the results of the coaching. So because of this, we call this as blended coaching, as well as the difference between T-Grow Oscar model is for T-Grow and Oscar model, most of the time coaches expect at least some data from the client, especially micro, small, medium enterprises. But in Sri Lanka, the case is different, as you all know. Most of them don't have the data or financial information or any other aspect. So because of that, we used key performance indicator based coaching, right? We will be having a separate session very soon about this to share our knowledge with the coaches so that they can also use the model. So because of that, our model is so far called blended coaching model. So what we did, we implemented this across several tourism businesses. One is accommodation, beauty, culture, tuk-tuk, tour activities, and we found 89% of the businesses improve their performances, and 100% said they increase motivation, or improve motivation, and then 67% of them say they were able to expand, recruitment in a better way. And also, interestingly, they said around 57% of them said they are ready to pay because they were able to see the results. So on this basis, S4IG was involved in developing this as a course. So these are the two statements we got from them, that they were able to understand and also they were able to increase their interest, and especially as Mr. Geeti said in the opening remarks, they were able to see their potentials, and they were able to understand how they can travel systematically, even though they don't have managerial capacities or academic capacities. They were able to understand where should they go because of the support of key performance indicators. And then based on this, we developed this model, and we call it professional business coaching model, which has 3 pillars. Pillar 1, these aspects or concepts were put into a package and called course. And then we were supporting course providers, around 15 of them, to conduct this course for the freshers or interested candidates who can get more ideas before they go to coaching. The second part is licensing. We are working with Federation of Chamber, thanks to Mr. Keerthi Gunawardena for supporting us fully. And we were able to give license for 56 coaches who didn't complete the course, but who have the competency in 3 levels. One is the basic level, second one is the academic or level 2 level, third one is the master coach level. Right? We were able to license them, and whoever complete the course can also apply for license and get the evaluations, and they can get the license. That's the second part. Third part is coach service delivery and promoting the coaching services in the ground. So as I told you, course providers, universities, private institutions were there for licensing and service providing. We were working with Federation of Chamber to do this. And about the course, we have around 7 books created for this. For the participants, we were able to design, we were able to design 4 books. And then for the trainers, there are around 3 books. The trainers means the course providers will have trainers. We have developed, we have conducted TOTs to the trainers, and now they have all the materials and they are ready to run the course. So this is about the course material, and these are the institutions which are working with us. Some of you are there, you are present in that organization too. So we have, as of now, we have around 15 private sector, government, as well as semi-government organizations ready to run the course. 2 organizations, course providers have already advertised, and they are getting candidates to run the course in coming months. And about the course, again, there are around 13 modules, 200 classroom hours or lecture hours, and 100 hours of coaching practice. So once the course is completed, they will be linked with Federation of Chamber. Federation of Chamber will place the coaches in the industry and try to give them space to practice the theoretical things what they learn. And once they complete 100 hours, their performance will be measured, and the license will be also provided based on the academic qualification as well as the 100 hours practicals. About coach, everyone knows, right? The employees will also get benefit, and clients will get benefit, business will get benefit. So these are the summary of coaching. So now our course is benchmarked with all these organizations, Association of Coaches, ICF, EMCC. We are going to negotiate with these international license providers to see whether we can get exemption for the coach who are having Sri Lankan licenses, federations licenses. So that will be, we will be working on that in coming like 6 to 9 months, and we will update you all about the status of that. And as I told you earlier, we were able to come up with an agreement, and we work closely with Federation, and Federation have now published the coaches license list in their website, right? If you go to their website, you will see the name list where the coaches, how do they say, status, license status is published there. We can make use of this for our own benefit as well as for the business purposes. We can make use of this too. And this is the model. So as I mentioned, licensing is already done, course is already done. So now we are moving to the third pillar of this model, that is delivering the coaching services and promoting the delivery of coaching services. Because of that, what we did was we were working closely with Federation of Chamber to provide the coaching services as a stimulator to the MSMEs. So the way we planned this is, before that, we were able to do some digital related sessions to the North Central Province and also Polonnaruwa, Anuradhapura North Central Province and Matala District. Thanks again to Mr. Krishanta, who is also present here. He's also one of our coaches for his support. You can see the photos where we had meetings with them, and because of that kind of we can't call that as a coaching, but it's kind of a support. Now, some of our team is putting the small businesses online in Polonnaruwa, Anuradhapura, Matala districts. The rest of the districts will be working very soon. So what we are trying to say here is we have initiated small activities in the ground to make the clients understand about the importance of coaching and other business development services. Because of that, there were positive stories we are getting that MSMEs have started to think about getting the business development services. So this is a parallel approach, and we like to get all coaches support on this regard. If you all are interested to work with us in this way to support the MSMEs, you can reach us, especially in Anuradhapura and Polonnaruwa, Matala districts, because we are working in that districts for last like 1.5 to 2 years. So if you all are from those districts, please reach out to us through Federation so that we can try to find way to work together. And this is called content development course. And then now we have developed a modality to give you all a chance to practice the coaching to the MSMEs. The way we wanted to see this is kind of a stimulation or introduction of business coaching to the MSMEs. So what we planned was, after this meeting, we will get you ideas. Mr. Kirti and team will also work with you all and come up with a small kind of an agreement where each coach can give 2 sessions either to one MSME, micro, small, medium enterprises, or 2 different MSMEs, and try to capture the KPI, key performance indicator, performance increase. So this will be an opportunity for the coach to introduce the coach to the district at least, and try to show how coaching can change the performance, increase in the income, or increase the performance of the business, or any other development indicators. So once these 2 sessions are completed, we expect coach to complete the 3rd session, either by their own voluntary work or from any other's fund. So one that is done, as I mentioned earlier, these successes will be captured under the key performance indicator modality. We are developing a small Excel kind of a very draft MIS version, Management Information System version, where the coaches will be recording the pre and post key performance indicator of the MSMEs. And that will be managed by Federation of Chamber, and small fee will be paid by S4IG for these 2 sessions, first 2 sessions. And based on that, we will have, let's say now we have around 56 coaches. So end of this project, we will be having around 168 coaching session completed. So definitely there will be very good success stories coming up, which can give us a chance to market the services back to the community through Federation as well as social media. Based on this, we believe the coaching services will become famous, and MSME will start to consume or buy the services from the coaches. And while we do, if we all can record our coaching sessions in the MIS, only the performances, that will help us to move to the 2nd phase of getting our license for the next year. And this is our plan as of now. And the purpose, as Mr. Kirti said, the purpose of this meeting is to get your ideas about this and move forward. Thank you. And now I'll open the floor to Mr. Kirti and team for any clarifications if you have.
Is Professor Sunil also contributing at this time something?
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah. Prof, over to you.
Okay. Thank you, Chairman, Federation of Chambers, Mr. Kirti, and also Shakti. Actually, I have nothing to add. Both of you explained it very clearly. So therefore, the time is very important. As Mr. Kirti said, it's time for us to take some action, work out the way forward. So therefore, while thanking the Federation and also the S4IG for taking the lead, and also their efforts to develop a network of business coaches. I would like to hand it back to the chairperson. Before that, I would like to openly acknowledge the pioneering contribution by Mr. Pascal Gavato in introducing this concept to Sri Lanka. Thank you. Over to you, Mr. Kirti.
Thank you, Professor Sunil. Now we can go for the question and answer session, or either if you first, I will do like this. If there are any clarifications, if you need from the presentation made by Shakti, and the way that we have proposed, is that clear to you, or do you want any explanation, so that we will clarify first? So then go for question and answers. We are recording the session. We will have the record, as well as we'll make notes and see how we can go from there. First, if anyone has anything to clarify, please, you can put your hand, raise your hand, or you can unmute and speak.
Mr. Kirti, I think Mr. Pascal is also there. He may also like to add something if you.
Mr. Pascal, please, you can, we are honored to give you the first opportunity to speak here, because since you're the maestro of this process,
Good morning. Good morning. I'm sorry, I had another call I had to attend. It was a coaching call, and I cannot avoid it, because when you are a coach, you really need to help your client, and sometimes they have an urgent question, and that's how we make them progress. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to be with you guys. And yes, as you said, coaching is it's a new methodology that is so important for Sri Lanka, and that's the only way we can assist SMEs to progress and on an efficient way. And I'm 100% behind what S4IG has been developed, and the tools, and all of you here. I think we need to push for this methodology. For my only concern is how to convince SMEs to pay for our service. And that's where I'm stuck right now. Most of our coaching programs so far have been sponsored by donors program, and by money coming from Europe or Germany or US, but sometimes we need to convince our SMEs to pay for our service directly, and that's where it's getting a little bit complicated to do the sell on our coaching program. And I think most of you here, you all have the same subject, is that you can see that you can see the need, you can see what to do, you can draft a plan according to our methodology, and then when you are about to who's going to pay for it, that's where we stuck. And frankly, so far in Sri Lanka, I didn't have any success in having any SMEs to say, okay, how much you want, and paying cash like this, and said, okay, help me, please go for it. It's always been through donors program or support program or Chamber of Commerce support, okay, which is good, but not enough. So at one point, what we need to discuss is how to make the sales also, to convince SMEs that the return on investment on this coaching is going to be much better than the cost, of course, of the coaching. And that's where I'm trying to put something together to justify the return on investment on coaching investment. Yeah. And that's where it's a little bit difficult sometimes, but also sometimes you have some SMEs that can frankly double their turnover in 6 months and 1 year, or triple their income in 1 year. You can see it. You just need to help them. So maybe sometimes I suggest that we work on success fees, like a flat fee, saying, okay, you have to pay this to commit, you know, and then success fees is that if we reach this, you give me this. If you reach this, you give me this. And that's how you keep the coaching going, because if you manage to increase a little bit their revenue at the beginning, immediately they will see the return on investment and they still want to work with you. This works only if you work on an action plan that has direct impact on the profit and loss. Of course, if it's a long-term coaching for a long-term strategy, you will not have the result and people will be reluctant to pay, okay? So that's just my advice, and my recommendation is you need to find some triggers to convince people to invest in the coaching. Okay, when there is no support from a government or a chamber or a donor program. And that's the most difficult act, is the selling act. After we all good coach, so it's quite easy to achieve because you know when you come from outside, you know that you're going to change the mentality, you're going to change and impact the business. But you have to get in. So most of the time with S4IG, we get in because there was a program behind and there was some funding behind. But when there is not, you really have to be tough on your diagnosis. Said, okay, look how much you lose, or look how much you're non-performing. Do you want to change that? Okay, here's our proposal to change that. Okay, but the diagnosis need to be so strong, so tough, that people are convinced to invest this kind of money on you, you know. And that's an exercise that is not easy to do. But what I try to do now is to have a flat fee for diagnosis, to have a kind of good understanding of what's happening, and then to try to justify the sale of our fees, you know, by the return on investment.
Super, sir. Mr. Kirti? Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Pascal. You know, I think, you know, you made few points very clear to us. Number one is every day you can't be giving things free is one message. And as when the things are difficult, you know, everyone has to support to the smaller businesses is the next thing, which we also believe, and you know, that is what we are doing. Actually, Federation, even financially, we are also not that sound, but still, you know, most of the programs what we did, you know, we did free or, you know, with a very minimal charge, because we also understand the business is also not really doing well. But only thing is, if we unlock the potential, why not you pay? You know, very rightly, Mr. Pascal mentioned, like, I mean, we have to show the path, and if they make money, so very basic free plus success fee will be a very good model. So we will listen to others also and see, you know, what their ideas. And in the meantime, so we can you can comment on, you know, what we propose now. So we want every one of you to take 2 sessions minimum, either in 2 places or in 1 place, and give us the KPIs and, you know, what are the improvements done, you know, after you done your coaching. So then for that, you know, we cannot pay very big amounts. So we have decided that we will pay 5,000 each for each of the coaches. So you can comment on that also, like whether it's okay or not, or any of your ideas or anything that if you want to add or improve on that or anything like that. All ideas are welcome. Okay, please, anyone can please make use of the opportunity and give us some more ideas and what has to be done. What do you think about this model? Anything has to be changed? Anything is welcome. This session is all about, knowing your issues, how we can rectify them or, come back with new proposals or new ideas or new things to solve the problem. Yes, sir. Please go
Yes,
ahead.
Mr. Dilip. Yeah.
Mr. Dilip, go ahead.
Yeah, he was also he's also working with us. Let me introduce him. Everyone knows him, but from the beginning, Mr. Dilip was also with us, isn't it, Mr. Pascal? So thank you for joining and waiting for your ideas.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. First of all, thanks for the opportunity and getting invited for this forum, and also to be a master coach. And as Shakti said, I'm happy to see Mr. Pascal also there. When we first started this program way back about 3 years ago, we had successes, I wouldn't say failures, we had challenges, but going forward, interestingly, listening to Mr. Gunawardena, Shakti, and also to Pascal, key things that I thought was, Mr. Gunawardena mentioned about the bottom up, from the industry, from the micro, rather than from the top. The economy is so bad, everybody's, finding so difficult to live on a day-to-day basis. Businesses are closing down. So how can we convince people to pay upfront, as an investment, and Pascal rightly mentioned this, so this is the key problem, but I'm sure we can actually come up with some ideas. One idea that I thought was, hello, am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Is there a possibility for financial institutions to give a loan, some sort of a loan for this coaching, as an incentive, where if the person, the company is, convinced, to be taking this package, so when they make profits, they can actually pay on installments. So rather than, because nobody has money to put out, they are got so many loans to pay, and the daily survival, the power, the electricity, and so on. Just an idea of that. That's one. And the other one, Mr. Shakti's presentation, you mentioned some role models, Shakti, with the salon, increasing. Now,
Yes,
these
sir.
people should be in the forefront. They should be coaches. They should be, taken and, exposed to other people. So people, businesses listen to a business person talking about how they became successful. I think we can make use of it, more effectively by bringing them out and making them as, coaches and even master coaches, because they have the practical experience and proven things. Those are the key things that I can think of. The other thing, going back to what we did last time, what we found was, although we had a lot of, literature, books and all, the basic businesses didn't have the knowledge and experience even to do a basic credit and debit, records. Although we introduced books to, daily, sales and, expenses. So if, there were a lot of materials being produced, I saw, so many booklets, coaching manuals. Is there a set of books that can be given to the enterprises, basic things, daily recording of, what is coming in, goods in, goods out, like that. So that can be, even they can purchase that, they can see, as a beginning, and then to follow up with those things there. The because this is what I found, record keeping is very poor with these smaller organizations. Now everybody's gone into, using the mobile phone. Everything is on the mobile phone. They are so used to it. They are very phone, savvy, IT savvy, and doing the bookings, everything. So that's one of my thinking. The other one is marketing. I think for any business, how to do. I think S4IG spend a lot of time and energy and money to teach and coach these people on marketing, especially digital marketing, and these sort of things I think need to be carried out so that you can increase your business immediately, and then you have money to pay for other expenses with that. So once again, I'm happy to be part of this, and whatever I can contribute. Now I'm back in Sri Lanka. So thanks again for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dilip, for your very useful comments. Like as you also said, certain things, need to be facilitated. That is what we are trying to do. And, so like I already discussed loans for this, for the small organizations with few banks. But, Sri Lankan bankers are very traditional bankers. But I told them, if we have proven cases, a similar ones is coming forward, so then they can justify that. The bankers, and of course they are not asking huge money, so it's kind of affordable, and that some said that they are willing to look at it, and they also like to have that kind of models. If someone is monitoring that, then the bankers are willing to do. But of course, we have to prove a few good case studies or success stories for them, for us to convince the banks to come with without collateral and come forward in supporting this sector. But I'm sure the homestay and all that, there is no big expenses as such. But there's tremendous opportunity. They can make good money. So therefore, the risk factor is lower even for a bank. But we have to prove a case to the bank. Until we do that, they will be not very convinced to come out and just give loans. But only thing is, at this hour, if the banks are talking about the social responsibility, if they want to really talk the walk, then they have to come up and do something good. So okay, if there's anybody else would like to contribute.
Mr. Kirti, just to make it clear, the next steps will be, once this meeting is completed, we will be having another online meeting explaining the way how the coaching can be done, right? Based on that, each coach will work through Federation to get these 2 clients or 2 sessions, and they will report online, and they will be getting a small motivational fee for that. Those are the actions we will be, right? So after this, we will have another online meeting with the clear ideas about those sessions. I just want to make all the
with the timelines, all that, we'll
correct. Yeah, but we expect to do it within 2 months' time, if that can be done, isn't it? So that, as Mr. Pascal and Mr. Dilip said, we can promote it parallelly when we get success stories, right? We can promote it parallelly in the Facebook and other places, and also we can negotiate with financial institutions such as banks, as Mr. Pascal said, as well as some NGOs to fund this kind of activities, isn't it? So that's the idea. So we have to have some cases. Because of that, only this small amount is there to stimulate the coaching session in the regions where they will be having their clients. That's the idea. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Actually, we have ex-banker also in our forum, and she Viruli De Silva, Dr. Viruli De Silva.
That's nice.
Viruli, would you like to, contribute something from your side with your banking experience and being a coach
Good
also?
morning.
Yeah, good
Good
morning.
morning,
Excuse
everyone.
me. Excuse me, ma'am. අපිට සිංහලෙන් පොඩ්ඩක් explain කරන්න පුළුවන් නම් ගොඩක් ස්තුතියි.
හොඳයි හොඳයි. අපි සිංහලොත් කතා කරන්නම්. මේ
Thank you.
සමරි එකක් කියන්නම් ශාමිලා.
Oh,
Okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. President and the Federation, and also the team for arranging such a forum. This is very helpful. And thank you, Shakti. That was the thing that was in my mind to ask what is the way forward, like how we can proceed with this. So as you said very clearly, so you will be assigning the SMEs to the particular coaches. So you must be having the expertise or some details about the coaches, right? For example, now I'm an ex-banker and also in the advisory council of the Association of Professional Bankers. So I'll be able to help the SMEs in that area, like how they can do their, how to, all the people are finding it difficult to make the payments, and I know how the difficulties they're going through. So in that area, we'll be able to help.
okay.
So if you can, when you're assigning, if you can look into the expertise of the coaches and then assign, it will be, I think, very helpful.
Yes, ma'am. That's a good idea. I'll definitely do that and come back to you.
Dr.
And
Viruli,
also-
here for the 2 programs that you all have to do, that we
Yes.
expect you to select, 2 clients and, maybe, known people, when you, maybe you can check with your friends and see a small business, who's trying to, develop their business, that kind of organization. If you can, go and, give your expertise, talk to a bank, get them a small loan. So that will be the way for them.
Exactly.
That itself will bring a success story to us. Then we can go to other
Right,
banks
yes.
also and speak, so this has happened like this, and these are the outcomes of that one. So then they will be motivated to support another person.
Yeah, definitely, Kirti, because this is what we were doing at the corporate banking divisions of our banks as bankers. So I'm sure I'll be able to contribute towards this and hope to be connected with Shakti for the coordination. And also, Kirti, I just want to find out, just with regard to these new models and all, how to update ourselves, because we actually got this certification through our expertise and other qualifications.
Yeah.
But now you spoke about very good models, coaching. So that is also, I think, important for the coaches to update themselves. If you can just think
Yes,
about
ma'am.
that.
Shall I answer, Mr. Kirti? Or?
Yes, please. Yes.
Yeah, S4IG is planning to have some master classes for the coaches online with the help of people like Mr. Dilip, Mr. Pascal, and you all in special subjects. So we will be scheduling that very soon, Miss, and we will come back to you after and we will update you. As you said, key performance indicator conceptualization should be the first one, because we are going to have the online form for all of us, all coaches, to mark pre and post. So that will be definitely happening within a month time. And about the T-Grow Oscar models also, we'll set up an online thing and record it and keep it so that others can also get benefit out of it with the help of Mr. Kirti and others. But we are planning. Thank you for reminding that too.
Yeah.
We will be
Especially
having
the
that.
feedback, feedback monitoring and feedback methods you require. Thank you very much.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
the opportunity.
Thank you.
Hello. Hello.
Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I am from Batiklo. Actually, if I selected a hotel which is which has all the facilities and infrastructure, but they are struggling for business and to bring the customers to their property. do you have any, S4IG are done from a long time before also. Do you have anything, any models or any predefined KPI so that I can able to implement that one to this hotel? Because now I have selected one hotel. So it's a medium-sized hotel in Badiklo. It's called Shanifish Hotel. Okay, they are having all infrastructures and all the facilities available, including bar, pool, restaurant, liquor license, everything with 22-room hotel. Now, to start the coaching in that one, now I am already in that property only. To starting a coaching in that business place, I need to know where to start. Being a fresh coaching, I need to know where to start, which point we have to pick first. So do you have any pre-planned, predefined KPI or any models which have already developed, and I can get those documents as a reference and going to start?
Yeah, I'll respond to this, and I like Mr. Pascal responding to these too, because he's also very much familiar, because he tested this in different dimensions. So to your question, yes, Mr. Dasan, we have a set of KPIs which we developed for guest houses, but I think that's what Mr. Pascal will be saying. And the KPI may differ. We may have to adjust it. Yeah. So for that, we will be having a master class very soon, online class about introducing basic concept of KPIs and how to adapt that based on the client's requirement, rather than we think, right, whether staff, training based on that. The list of the KPIs that we have can be adjusted and adapted. So two things. One is we have a list of KPIs with the definitions. And number two, how to adapt that will be shared with you. Our thoughts will be shared with you with the help of people like Mr. Dilip, Mr. Pascal, and our team. Right, they are the seniors who applied these in the ground very soon. Right, Mr. Pascal, you want to add anything to Dasan's question?
Yes, I think you're right. When you are in front of a hotel like this with facilities that are struggling, you need to have a kind of holistic approach at the beginning, where you need to kind of scan every aspect of the business. So of course the revenue stream will be also very important in terms of how do you distribute, how do you market, how do you digital promote, what's your social media, all these things. So there is KPI that we develop on that, but you also have to look at the cost wise and see how it's organized, what are the ratio per number of room and things like this. There is also to scan the product quality also and see what are the improvement, the low-hanging fruit that you can catch immediately, like small change that generate big, much better product, because also sometimes it's a question of the right product fitting the right market. So all this, yes, we do have KPI for everything. So when you use your diagnostic, you can brush all the KPI and try to evaluate all the KPI. And then after, what's happening is that you have to choose the priorities. And especially now, what you look at is you don't want to fix everything. You want to fix the quick things that immediately generate a better cash flow and a better profit and loss. So you have to focus on short-term gain immediately, first to demonstrate that the coaching is working, and some because you need to have some cash in to be able to reinvest this money into maybe longer term development after that. So yes, there is all the KPI that we developed for the guest house masterclass program. I think it's very relevant. Personally, I'm working on a new what we call e-tourism scorecard, where I'm in the middle of developing a tool where you can scan all the digital approach of a tourism business, but it's not completely finished because the technology is moving so fast that sometimes you have to catch up with the technology. but we're working on a scorecard, which is a sum of KPI, basically a small KPI, and then you accumulate this KPI, and that's giving you a scorecard on how you do on distribution, how you do on social media, how do you do on accounting, etc. So I think there is a lot of materials are available with Sakti at S4IG, and I think during the masterclass, if we do some coaching, I will be able to bring in some of the scorecard system that I'm developing also, because you can see immediately that there is some very easy gain, and you have to focus your client on this, okay, and then he can generate enough money to make the big change. You cannot renovate all the room immediately when somebody is already struggling. If you come and your recommendation is, oh, your rooms are not nice, we need to change your room, you're adding up cost on his trouble. So no, you need to do first, how can we generate a 20-25% business more? So this money will help you to make the bigger change where you need cash to improve. So just, yes, you can scan and look at all the KPI, and we do have this, but then the smart way as a coach is to pick up the low-hanging fruit that generate immediate revenue, I mean, within 6 months, so you can afford to do the more structural change after that. That's my recommendation. And I think S4IG has plenty of document that we can extract from the masterclass we did with guest house.
Thank
I'm
you,
happy
Mr.
to help. I'm
Yeah,
happy
thank
to
you.
answer any question off record. I mean, of course, I'm available. I'm available for you guys to help on some of the approach. I've been doing that a lot.
Okay, thank you, Mr.
Super.
Pascal, and thank you, Shakti. Shakti, can you share that some basic KPI to me as an initial step? Because I have already, because last 1 week I am working with this property, because I want to take it as my coaching model, and I want to start this one in this property, because here the thing is infrastructure, everything is there. It is at a hotel, furnished rooms, bar, licensed bar, and pool, everything is there, restaurant. But the only thing is the market side and the the skill. Now I have already started developing the skill.
Yeah, Mr. Darshan. I'll have a chat with Mr. Pascal as well as the team, and I'll send you the needed things.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Pascal. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Dasan. I think the message is clear. Mr. Pascal gave a very good idea there. So when you have a property like that, which is 22 rooms, blah blah, everything, the bar and all the facilities, then you have to look at the immediate one which you can convert to money. So get into that. Singling කතා කරන්න කිව්වේ මේ නිසා මම කියන්නම් දැන් මේ මිස්ටර් දාසන් ඇහුව ප්‍රශ්නේ තමයි එයා දැනට මේ කෝචිං බාර අරගෙන තියෙන හෝටල් එක කියලා ඒ හෝටල් එකේ රූම්ස් 22ක් තියෙනවා ඔක්කොම ෆැසිලිටිස් තියෙනවා කියන එක. නමුත් දැන් එයා අහන්නේ මේක පටන් ගන්න ඕනේ කොතනින්ද කියන එක. ඉතින් ඇත්තටම කියනවා නම් එතන කොතනින්ද පටන් ගන්න කිව්වහම ඒකට මිස්ටර් පැස්කල් දුන්න උත්තරේ තමයි මේකේ පටන් ගන්න ඕනේ ඊටාම සරලම තැනින් නමුත් ඉමීඩියට්ලි සල්ලි එන විදිය මොකද්ද කියලායි බලන්න ඕනේ කියලා. මොකද රූම්ස් ටික ඔක්කොම අලුතෙන් හදන්න ඔක්කොම ලීනන් ටික මාරු කරන්න ඒ විදිය දෙයක් කරන්න කිව්වොත් ඒක හරියන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද ඒකට සල්ලි ගොඩක් වියදම් වෙනවා. ඒ පැත්ත අමතක කළා ඉමීඩියට්ලි කොහොමද රෙවෙනියු එක ජෙනරේට් කරන්න. දැන් රූම්ස් ටික කොහොමද විකුණන්නේ, සෝෂල් මීඩියා හොඳ නැත්නම් ඒ ටික ඉම්ප්‍රූව් කරනවාද, අන්න ඒ විදිය දේවල් තමයි බලන්න කියලා කියන්නේ.
Okay. The thing is, Mr. Ajmal, owner also here in the property. That's what he is asking to give a solution, Dasan, how I can improve the business. So that's the reason I am in the property. And property not necessarily invest on money side. Infrastructure, everything's ready. So I need advice from how we can develop the business. That is a, so Shakti will help me. Okay. I know Shakti.
So I thought, Mr. Kirti, because this kind of ideas is coming now. So what do you think about creating a Facebook page for our team so that they can throw their questions and people like Mr. Pascal, Mr. Dilip, or some of us can help. What do you think, Mr. Pascal? Is that okay?
Yes, as long as it's a private group with only people that are approved by the chamber and a real member and approved can access this group. That's fine. That's a very, very good way to share, but it needs to be a private group. So not everyone can access our resource. So only the one around this table are available, yes. To
Super.
this.
Sure, we will do that.
So, Shakti, I'm only one question. If this coaching team or anybody, you can come to this hotel and I can look and you can advise or you can see as a model and you can
we'll talk about that separately, Dasananda, because now we have a group of people now, right? So so we'll open the floor to others. Mr. Kirti, over to you.
Thank you.
Okay. If there are any questions, if anyone wants to ask in English, you're most welcome, no problem. Please go ahead.
Oh, yeah. There was
even in Tamil.
Yeah, there was a text came requesting me to put a summary in Tamil. Is that okay, Mr. Kirti?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
இந்த கோச்சிங் சம்பந்தமா நம்ம காய்ச்ச விஷயங்கள்ல நாங்க 2 கோச்சிங் செய்யறதுக்கு இருக்கிறோம். ஒன்று MSMEஸ்க்கு எங்களோட கோச்சஸ் எங்களோட பாட்டில செய்யலாம். 2 அதுக்கு பேமெண்ட் ஒரு சின்ன பேமெண்ட் ஃபெடரேஷன் தரும். 3வது கோச்சிங் நீங்களா கண்டுபிடிச்சு எடுக்கணும்ன்றதும் நாங்க இதுக்கு பிறகு இன்னொரு கோர்ஸ் வைப்போம் KPA செய்யறதுக்குன்றது சமரி. மிச்சம் ஏதாவது தேவை இருந்தா நீங்க என்ன கான்டாக்ட் பண்ணுங்க நமக்கு. Thanks. Thank you, Mr. Kirti.
Okay, right. If anyone else wants to know anything or contribute something, or you have any new ideas, all are welcome. Indika, do you have anything to mention? Because you also have a lot of experience in the ground level. Indika?
Mr. Kirti, someone is raising the hand. Okay, Mr. Dilip,
Thanks. Just a quick feedback, what I have just heard. I think as all of you have mentioned, the bottom line is getting a bit of funding, from donor agencies and so on to get it started. To my knowledge, SLTDA is supported by Asian Development Bank for homestay development. So if you can tag into this with like SLTDA as part of their whatever they are doing, coaching also to be part of that, then that can be actually help the SMEs rather than they have to pay on their own, because ADB has already got the funding. So I think there are a lot of donor agencies waiting to give funding to organizations like the European Union, the World Bank, and so on. I think it's already been mentioned. So I thought I'll just bring it up, which is already happening now, especially with the Sri Lanka tourism. ADB has already allocated money.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thanks for the information. Anybody else would like to speak?
මම ශමිලා මොල්ලිගොඩ මම කුරුඳු වවනවා සහ පොඩියට එක්ස්පෝර්ට් කරනවා. අපි ඔබතුමාලගේ ආයතන දෙකෙන්ම කරපු ෆෝරම් වලට සම්බන්ධ වුණා. මම සහ මගේ තව බිස්නස් කරන ටීම් එකක් ඉන්නවා. ඒගොල්ලොත් දැන් මෙතන ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නවා. නමුත් ඒ ෆෝරම් වලින් අපිට මේ සාර්ථක යමක් කරගන්න අවස්ථාවක් හම්බුනේ නැහැ ඇත්තටම. ඒ කියන්නේ අපිට බයස්ලෝ එක අපි එක්ස්පෝර්ට් තමයි ඔක්කොමලා වගේ කරන්නේ. මමත් එක්ස්පෝර්ට් විතරයි කරන්නේ. දැනට මම රටවල් 2-3කට යවනවා. එතනින් එහාට කොහොමද අපි මාකට් එක හොයාගන්නේ කියන එක අපිට මේ ගැටලු සහගතයි. ඒක ගැන අපිට මොන හරි අයිඩියා එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක ෆෝරම් වලින් පස්සේ ඒ රටවල් වලින් එන අය මොකද්ද අපෙන් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ කියන එක ගැටලු සහගතයි අපිට. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි කාලය, ශ්‍රමය, අපේ දේවල් ඔක්කොම කැප කළා අපි ව්‍යාපාරික විදිහට බිසි වුණත් අපි එනවා. ආවට ඊට පස්සේ එතනින් එහාට ඒකේ ප්‍රෝග්‍රස් එකක් අපිට ලැබෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒගොල්ලන් මොනවාද අපේ තෝරගත්තද එහෙම නැත්නම් අපිත් එක්ක ඩිස්කෂන්ස් යන්නෙත් නැහැ. අපි එතන පාටිසිපේට් කරනවා විතරයි. ඒක ගැන අපිට මොනවද කරන්න පුළුවන් සර්?
දැන් ඇත්තටම තියෙන ගැටලුවක් තමයි දැන් අපි ওই බිස්නස් ෆෝරම් එකක් මේවා කරාම ඔය ළඟදී නම් අපි කරපු වගේ ওই විදිහේ ගැටලු කීපයක් තියෙනවා. මොකද විශේෂයෙන් රෂියන් ඒවා චයිනීස් ඒගගේ මේ කමියුනිකේට් කිරීමේ ගැටලුවක් තියෙනවා. එතකොට ඇත්තටම කියනවා නම් දැන් අපේ චීන එක්කෙනෙක් එක්ක ඔයාලට කතා කරන්න අවශ්‍ය නම් ඔයා සිංහලෙන් එක්කෙනෙක්ට කියලා එයා ඊළඟට චීන භාෂාවෙන් කියලා ආපහු සැරයක් ඔයා ට්‍රාන්ස්ලේට් කරලා කියන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට අර කමියුනිකේට් කරද්දිත් ඒ විදිය ගැටලු තියෙනවා. නමුත් ඇත්තටම කියනවා නම් ඒ වගේ සමහරක් අවස්ථාවල් ලැබිලා තියෙනවා. ලැබිලා නෑ නෙමෙයි. ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ඒ වගේ ලැබිලා තියෙන ටිකක් ලොකු වගේ බිස්නස් වලට කියලායි මට හිතෙන්නේ. මොකද හේතුව දැන් ඒගොල්ලන්ට අවශ්‍ය නම් විශේෂයෙන් ගත්තාම දැන් චීනය ගත්තත් රුසියාව ගත්තත් ඒ වගේ රටවල් ලොකු රටවල්. ඉතින් ඒක නිසා ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ මේ පාවිච්චියත් වැඩි. එහෙම අවස්ථාවල් තියෙනවා. නමුත් මට තේරෙනවා ශමිලා කියන කතාව කුඩා ව්‍යාපාර විදියට ගත්තාම ඒකෙන් හම්බ වෙන ඔපචුනිටි එක මදි කියන එක. ඒකට අපි බලමු පුළුවන් මට එක්ස්පෝර්ට් ඩෙවලොප්මන්ට් බෝඩ් එකේ කුරුඳු ගැන කතා කරලා තියෙනවාද EDB එකේ වෙනම සෙක්ෂන් එකක් තියෙනවා සිනමන් වලට.
ඒ හැම අංශයක් එක්කම සම්බන්ධතා තියෙනවා. නමුත් මම පෞද්ගලිකව හොයාගත්ත ජපාන සහ ඕස්ට්‍රේලියාවට තමයි මම දැනට කුරුඳු යවන්නේ. ඒක මගේ පෞද්ගලික ඇඳුම් කම්වලින් අඳුරගත්ත සම්බන්ධතා එක්ක. එතකොට අර අනිත් එක තමයි මේ හැම තැනකදීම මට දැකලා තියෙනවා අපිට ඔපචුනිටිස් ගොඩක් තියෙනවා මේ මගේ කුරුඳු වලට විතරක් නෙමෙයි. තව අනිත් නිෂ්පාදන වලට. නමුත් අපිට නිෂ්පාදකයෝ නැහැ සහ නිෂ්පාදකයෝ ඒවා ඩිස්ට්‍රිබියුටර් කෙනෙක්, ඒ කියන්නේ ඒජන්ට් කෙනෙකුට දෙන්න කැමති නැහැ. තමන්ම පිටරට යවන්න උත්සාහ කරනවා. එතකොට ඒගොල්ලෝ එතනින් ඩිමෝටිවේට් වෙලා ඒගොල්ලන්ට ටික කරගන්න බැරි. මොකද සර්ටිෆිකේට්ස් ඒ දේවල් එක්ක ওই ටික මම මේ අවුරුදු දැන් 6ක් 7ක් වෙනවා මම මේ ෆීල්ඩ් එකට ඇවිල්ලා. ඉතින් මම වමනවත් සහ එක්ස්පෝර්ට් කරනවා කියන දෙකම කරනකොට එතන ගැටලු සහගත තත්ත්වයක් උදා වෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ එතකොට ලොකු කැපැසිටි එකක් නේ. අනේ එතෙන්දී අපිව කොහොමද මේ සම්බන්ධ කරන්නේ දේවල් වලට අපිව සකසන්නේ එතෙන්ට සහ EDB එකත් එක්ක මම EDB එකේ කරපු ඒවටත් ඔක්කොම ආවා මගේ ටීම් එක සහ මම එතෙන්දිත් කතා කරා. නමුත් ඒගොල්ලොත් කියන්නේ හැමතිස්සෙම ඔය ඔබතුමා කියපු එක තමයි. ඒ කියන්නේ large scale කට්ටියට ඔයගලන්ගේ බඩු ටික දීලා ඉන්න කියන එක තමයි මට ආපු උත්තරේ. ඒ කියන්නේ මම
මේකයි තියෙන්නේ ශමිලා. ඒක ඇත්තටම කියනවා ගැටලුවක් නෙමෙයි. මාත් එක්ස්පෝර්ට් කරන්න පටන් ගත්ත මිනිස්සෙක් බොහොම පුංචියට. දැන් අපි මාත් ඇවිල්ලා එක්සිබිෂන් වලට ගිහිල්ලා තමයි ක්ලයන්ට්ස්ලා හොයාගත්තේ. ඉතින් එතකොට දැන් සමහරක් වෙලාවට මේ ඩිරෙක්ට්ලි කරන්න බෑ කියන එක නෙමෙයි ඒකේ අදහස. පුළුවන්. නමුත් දැන් එහෙමනම් ඔයාලට පුළුවන් ද ඔය වගේ ෆුඩ් ලෝකේ තියෙන ෆුඩ් මේකට පාටිසිපේට් කරන්න කියන ගැටලුව වෙනවා. එතකොට ඒකට ඕන එක මේ සල්ලි ටික හොයාගන්න පුළුවන් නම් ඒ එක්සිබිෂන් එකට පාටිසිපේට් කරන්න පුළුවන් නම් එතකොට ලෝකේ පුරා මේ විදිහේ බාන්න ගන්න කට්ටිය එතෙන්ට එන නිසා එතෙන්දී ඔයාලට ගොඩක් කට්ටිය හොයාගන්න පුළුවන්. නමුත් දැන් ලංකාවට අර මේ එක ගෲප් එකක් ආපුවාම ඒගොල්ලොන් සමහරක් වෙලාවට බලන්නේ එයාට ඕනේ දැන් සිනමන් ගන්නවා නම් එයා 10 දෙනෙක්ගෙන් 15 දෙනෙක්ගෙන් ගන්න නැහැ නේ ශමිලා ලංකාවේ. එයා ගන්න එක්කෙනෙක්ගෙන්. ඉතින් අන්නේ ඒ ගැටලුව එනවා. ඉතින් ඒ විදිහේවා මේ අපි විසඳ ගන්න ඕනේ. දැන් ඔයාගේ බිස්නස් මොඩල් එකේ හැටියට මොනවද වෙන්න ඕනේ කියන එක තමයි අපි මෙතෙන්දී මේ ඔයාට උදව් කරන්න ඕනේ පැත්ත. ඔයා ඉඳලා තියෙනවද අපේ අර ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එකේ වර්ල්ඩ් ෆුඩ් ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එකේ අර පැකේජින් එහෙම අපි ඉම්ප්‍රූව් කරලා දුන්නේ ඒ ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එකේ හිටපු එකේද?
ඔව් ඔබතුමාලගේ එකකින් කරපු හැම එකකම මම රෂ්‍යා එක්ස්පෝ ෆුඩ් එක්ස්පෝ එකට ගිහින් ආවා. කොවිඩ් එකම වගේ ඊට පස්සේ දැන් ජපාන් යනවා තව මාස 3කින් එක්සිබිෂන්ස් වලට. ඒ chances මම ගන්නවා නැතුව නෙවෙයි. නමුත් අර එතන මේ අපි යන වේගෙට අපිට opportunities අඩුයි කියන එක තමයි මට ඒ කියන්නේ එතන හදන්න පුළුවන් දෙකෝ ඒ රටවල් වලින් එන අයව ඔක්කොම අපි එක තැනකදී අපේ බඩු සාම්පල්ස් පෙන්නලා ඒ විදිහට ස්ටෝල්ස් දාලා වගේ ඒ වගේ කරන්න බැරිද දැන් අර අපි මීටින් තියනවා කියන එකේදී
අපි අතන කියනවා නම් අපි සිංගල් කන්ට්‍රි එක්සිබිෂන් එකක් ප්ලාස්ට් කරලා තියෙන රසල් කයිමාවල ඒකේ අයිඩියා එක තමයි මිඩල් ඊස්ට් එක හබ් එකක් නිසාත් විශේෂයෙන්ම ඇෆ්‍රිකානු රටවල් වලත් ලොකු මාකට් ඔපචුනිටිස් තියෙනවා කියන එක අපිට පෙන්ලා තියෙන නිසායි විශේෂයෙන් ආණ්ඩුවත් කියනවා මේ ඇෆ්‍රිකන් රටවල් එක්ක වැඩියෙන් කරන්න ඒකේ ඔපචුනිටිස් වැඩි ලංකාවට කියලා. ඒ දෙකමත් එක්ක මේ අපි එක්සිබිෂන් එකක් කරනවා ඔක්තෝබර් මාසේ. අපි දැනුම් දෙන්න ශමිලට ඒක ගැන විස්තර. එතකොට ඒ විදිහ වගේ ඉතින් පාටිසිපේට් කරන්න ඇත්තටම කියනවා නම් පාටිසිපේට් කරන එකේ ඉන්වෙස්ට්මන්ට් එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒකෙන් තේරුම ගියපු හැටිම බිස්නස් එකක් ලැබෙයි කියන එක නෙමෙයි. නමුත් බිස්නස් ලැබෙන්න තියෙන chances ගොඩක් වැඩි. මොකද ඔයාට මේ එතෙන්දී ගොඩක් මේ නොඑක් જાතියේ මේ ගැනුම්කරුවෝ තමයි හම්බ වෙන්නේ. ලොකු ප්‍රමාණ වලින් ගන්න කට්ටියක් ඉන්නවා, පොඩි ප්‍රමාණ වලින් ගන්න කට්ටියක් ඉන්නවා. ඒ වගේ මේ එහෙම වාසියක් තියෙනවා එතෙන්දී. අපි ඒ විදිහේ තියෙනවා දැනුම් දෙන්නම් අනිවාර්යයෙන්. මෙතන ෆාතිමත් ඉන්නවා. ෆාතිමා can you make a note? මේ ශමිලට ඉන්ෆෝම් කරන්න අපේ ඔය තියෙන එක්සිබිෂන්ස් උයි අනිත් අපේ දැන් මාත් ඒවනෝනේ සමහරක් වෙලාවට එක රටවල් වල එක්සිබිෂන්ස් ආපු හැටි අපි අපේ member chambers වලටනේ යවන්නේ. ඊට අමතරව ෆාතිමා can you send it to this kind of entrepreneurs also?
Okay, sir. Definitely, I will send it.
Yeah, එතකොට ඒගොල්ලන්ටත් ඒකේ opportunity.
ෆාතිමා එවනවා හැම දෙයක්ම මිස් ෆාතිමා ඒටි ඔක්කොම අපිට ඊමේල් කරනවා. මම කිව්වන්නේ මිස්ටර් ක්‍රිෂාන්ත අපි මේ අපිට ලංකාවේ ඔය අපි පිටරට යනකොට අපිට ලොකු යදමක් දරන්න වෙනවනේ. රිස්ක් එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒ ඔක්කොම මෙහි අපිට ලංකාවේ කරන්න බැරිද ඒ වගේ එක්සිබිෂන් එකක් අපේ SMEs ලගේ ප්‍රොඩක්ට්ස් කරන අයගේ තියලා පිටරටින් එන්න කියලා එහෙම කරන්න බැරිද? ඒ කියන්නේ අපි යනවා නෙවෙයි. අපි යනවා කියන්නේ අපි කීප දෙනාටනේ යන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ. අනිත් එක මේ ෆීල්ඩ් එක විතරක් නෙවෙයි ලංකාවේ තව මේ ලංකාවේ ඔය ඔටෝමොබයිල් පැත්තේ උගන්නන දේවල් ඊළඟට මේ ගාමන්ට්ස් පැත්ත ඒ වගේ ඒවත් ඩෙවලොප් වෙලා මේ කියන්නේ අපිට දැන් හරි අඩු ප්‍රතිශතයක් තියෙන අපිට මේ පැත්තට යන්න කියන එක තමයි මේ අපි ඩිස්කස් කරද්දී අපිට ආවේ මේ ගැප් ඒ කියන්නේ අපිට තියෙන ඔපචුනිටිස් අපිට යන්න පාර තමයි පැහැදිලි නැත්තේ.
Okay. හරි මේක පැහැදිලි. අපි දැනට මේ අපි පොඩක් කෝචින් වලට සම්බන්ධ දේවල් වැඩියෙන් කතා කරමු. ශමිලගේ කරුණ අපිට පැහැදිලි. අපි ඔයාලට උදව් කරන්නම් මේ ඔයාගේ බිස්නස් එක ඩෙවලොප් කරගන්න. Yeah, Shakti.
No, yeah, that's the point I want to make, sir. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, if we can have the discussion. Any
Anybody?
other ideas?
Yeah, anybody else like to contribute? Mr. Sena PDC is there. Sena also has a vital experience in many sectors. Sena, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, thank you, Kirti. Good morning to all of you. I was listening because I could not participate earlier in the meetings because I was involved in some other activities. But I understand the model, and also I think the issue made by Pascal, because many people are not willing to make actually, do any investment at the beginning because they don't know the outcome. We had a similar situation when we introduced cleaner production early, I think in 2002 at the National Cleaner Production Center. Because when we started this with UNIDO, it was a new topic, and nobody knew what was cleaner production. So actually with thanks to Mr. Nihala Besekar, who was the past president of FCCISL, we initiated the program. I think Nihal also is here. He also can add. We told them that we will do this with you. Upfront, you have no investment, but you have to share profit from when you get the profit or any benefit financial benefit. Maybe once or twice you have to share to cover our costs. We were not making a profit at that time. We were looking for only the cost covering basis. So we managed to do it for few people, but not many people, because then clean production started to become actually more, I mean, the country was getting a better knowledge, and then people started practicing. So even without our support, they started benefiting. But I think this is another model we can use. We can probably help them, and maybe no upfront cost, but they have to have agreement and share part of their profit. That is one, I think, model. And the second model, I think I would suggest, I think Keith also mentioned, but let the bank select the SMEs within their thing who are having difficulties. And I think the banks then, of course, will be interested in actually getting those, the SMEs and the people who are finding it difficult to pay back to them, or maybe poor bank accounts, to enhance their quality or probably their financial management. So so that also will be another opportunity, but that has to be in the case. I think I'm sure Ms. Viruli Disila can I think explain it better, whether we can do it that way. So I think overall, I think coaching is something, I think catching up. It's overall, I think in addition to training, skills development and capacity building, the coaching, of course, helps, especially in, I think, in Sri Lanka, the service sector, the coaching can do, I think, tremendous amount of good work. So maybe not necessarily manufacturing. I'm not saying manufacturing, we cannot do it, but I believe the service sector can have a lot of, I think, opportunities in the country. Because most of the small, like the homestay people, there are so many others who are providing even the food making and selling the small, I mean, small business men and women. They need coaching, even to look after how to keep the hygiene, the level of hygiene, and even safety, food safety, all those things. So I believe that this is possible. But I think one point, I think what I think I want to say, what Ms. Shamila mentioned, I think this is something totally different to coaching, but I think this is a weakness we have in our country. We have no program in the country for value addition, because we are just selling our material to other countries and we get the minimum amount, whereas other countries, they value add it, and then of course they make millions out of it. So I think that is a separate subject. I don't know whether how we should address it, but I think that's one area probably that if the country wants to develop export, that's one area we have to see how this value addition may not necessarily be in this program, but that's something I think we have to think of. Thank you, Keith.
Thank you, Saina, for the contribution. Nihal, would you like to?
Thank you, Kirti. Just want to add a little bit of color to what Sarah said. Actually, when we started that clean production program, we called it the pay as you earn scheme. So as Mr. Pascal very rightly said, we straight away started with the low hanging fruits. Sometimes we just do a walkthrough audit and find out low hanging fruits, and then try to help them. But then later we wanted to introduce this thing called the you pay when you earn. But there was the problem is also someone else touched upon it. The most important thing is how to calculate, how to even include this in the accounting system, the benefits of doing something like this, something separately, so that they know that because of coaching I have gained this one, and then this is the monetary gain I have. So based on that, we suggested very small percentage. And also during that time, I think they spent under Federation of the Chambers, when Freddie Sharma Stipton supported, we started with like, okay, 75% we paid, and then 25% they paid. So like we started with a lower percentage by the company, and then gradually for the second, third one, when they know that, okay, this is very worthwhile, then we gradually increase that. That is one approach. So, and as Sabha said, the important thing is the record keeping and to tracking what sort of benefit you get. And then with regard to KPIs, of course, you have the leading or the lagging. But I think for low-hanging fruits, it's very important to have something like a leading KPI. And also, I think it is very important to build a KPI to ensure sustainability. How the company is going to sustain. So that should reflect in a KPI. Otherwise, what will happen is you do coaching, and then you, as I think Mr. Pascal very rightly said, you have to show the way, and then you have to give them the path to go. So to do that, you have to ensure by having a KPI. Then what I think Shamila විසිකීපේ හරි වැදගත් දෙයක්. අත් වශයෙන්ම මේ coachesලාට මේක ලොකු challenge එකක්. ඒකට මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ coaching වලදී එන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට අපි කොහොමද මේකට මුහුණ දෙන්නේ කියන එක මම හිතන්නේ කල්පනා කරන එක හරි වටිනවා. දැන් මේකට අත් වශයෙන්ම Federation of Chambers ඒ කාලේ machinery fairs තුනක් තිබ්බා. SME machinery fairs. ඔය කියන ගොඩාක් දේවල් අපි ඒකෙන් ඒගොල්ලන්ට මේ SMEs ලාට උදව් වෙන ගොඩක් දේවල් වුණා මට හොඳට මතකයි. ඒ වගේම අර සමහරලාට 1 to 1 ඒගොල්ලන්ත් එක්ක කතා කරන්න chances හම්බුණා. ඒ වගේම තමයි දැන් අපි බලන්න ඕනේ මේ යම්කිසි රටක් අපේ බාහිර ගන්නකොට අපි මොන වගේ දේවල්ද ඒගොල්ලන් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ කියන එක. ඉතින් අපි ඒ වගේ challenges වලට මුහුණ දෙන්න පුළුවන්. අත වශයෙන්ම එක ෆෙයාර් එකක් තිබුණා. ඒක අපිගේ රිවර්ස් ෆෙයාර් කියලා. රිවර්ස් ෆෙයාර් කියන්නේ ලොකු කම්පැනිස් ඇවිල්ලා පෙන්නනවා මේවා තමයි මට ඕනේ කියලා. ඒතර ඒක ඒවා හරි සාර්ථකව තිබුණට වැඩි දිනේ ඒවා අපි කන්ටිනියු කරන්න බැරි වුණා. මම හිතන්නේ මේ වගේ අදහස් ටික අතවට කියන්න ඕනේ මේ සුළු වෙලාවේදී. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Nihal. Actually, if we have a successful program, I think most of these people has wealth of experience behind them. They all can be, supported to our course. Definitely they will help. That is there. But the thing is, with regard respect to the coaching area, we had to set the standards and, one good idea Nihal proposes the one sustainability KPI also to come in is a very good thing, because the thing is, sometimes now even in the hotel industry, by the time when they came to the Easter attack, so the tourism was booming so much and everyone is investing all their money. So when this happens, they didn't have even their basic working capital to run for about another few months. These are, of course, some financial disciplines that, we have to bring in and educate the people. I think now the situation has changed now, because now we have to start again fresh. And, while going on, you have to promote those disciplines also into their businesses, I believe. Anybody else would like to comment or share? If there's nothing, I think we can conclude, no?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah. Anybody has any? Nobody raised hands or want to speak. So then, in that case, I think there's we have concluding remarks by a master coach I have added, but of course, some of the master coaches are not there. One good one was there, but he wanted to leave for a meeting. I think, so since we had more discussion time, there's nothing much to summarize and give there. So all the points that she discussed, we will also from FCCISL and S4IG, we also discussed, and we will also see the possibilities that we can work with some other funding agencies to support this course. That is one other area. And as Nihal mentioned, even I myself, now I came to know Sena and Nihal through a program like that. That was our training. on various disciplines. That's a program done by FCCISL long days before. But I was a beneficiary that I paid probably 1/4 of the price, and so these were the people who came to promote. So I managed to develop my business. I managed to improve the productivity. I can tell you a success story. Finally, I end up in the small and medium category as the most productive company in Sri Lanka. So that itself will show that the company started by a single individual is bringing up to that in about 15 years time. No, not 15 years later, less than that, maybe in about 12 years time is a very good achievement. But of course, we use various opportunities which was available during that time. So this is the message that I want to give it to the participants and Shamila, who is very keen to promote her business for them. So if that is the case, so we will conclude for today. Yes, Ms. Pascal, we can give you the opportunity. We have still time.
Thank you. I just wanted to give an update on the tourism industry where I work mainly. Yeah. Of course, after 4 years of crisis, the various crises, there is not so many cash left, and most of the SMEs are really struggling. Even so, tourism is coming back. But what happened also is that in the tourism industry, the visitors and the tourists have changed. Their expectation has also changed. So the model that was existing before COVID was a little bit traditional, is a little bit old now. And we're talking about the regenerative tourism. We're talking about the new ways of developing tourism. And these SMEs, sometimes they don't realize that there is some new ways to develop new positioning, new branding. So not only they suffered during 4 years, but the tourists have changed. So there is 2 learning curves to do at the same time. So that's why coaching is so important, because you cannot do a one-shot work. You need to progress step by step with the client. And that's why you need at least 6 months coaching always, because there is so much input to give and so much change to bring. Yeah. So it's a big challenge, and that's why we should be able to convince donors to bring some money to rejuvenate, to regenerate tourism business, because it's essential to have more quality product for tourists to come in a large quantity. We are back to some track of 3 million tourists maybe in a couple of years. You need the good product for that. And that's where our role is so important, is to help people to not only sustain, but to redevelop, rejuvenate, regenerate, in a better way, in a more sustainable way, but also in a more efficient, productive way. And that's all our work to do together, at least on this sector. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Pascal. Your points are very valid. This is the way to go, because things are changing. Before COVID and after COVID, things are very different. The buying patterns to behaviors to everything has changed. So if we are not adaptable to the current new situation, so you are out of business. That's very evident. Now we face a lot of challenges with that. After COVID, a lot of our printing business has cut down because the people got used to so much electronic transactions. So these are the new realities. You have to face all that. So that is a good message to all the participants as well as for the coaches, also to rethink, reinvent their capabilities. This is very essential. I think so. If there is nothing that we have to discuss, Shakti, is there anything that you have to mention?
No, sir. As we discussed, if we can come up with a Facebook page only for the coaches, So people like Mr. Pascal, Dilip, and others can give their ideas also.
We
there.
will do.
We can
We
have
will
the master.
Yeah,
Thank you,
that
sir.
can be helpful for all the other coaches also. That's a very good suggestion here. So we'll do that quickly. That we'll do. And then let me again thank everyone who participated behalf of the S4IG and FCCISL both for taking your time. And we will have quickly another meeting with the coaches to say exactly the way forward with our proposal. But in the meantime, if you have anything that you could not mention here, please send us a mail immediately so we can accommodate all that and come back on this event. We will have it in a sooner date. And after that, we want to do this exercise, all the coaches to go with at least 2 coaching sessions, then use the case studies of that and the good stories of that for our future coaching exercises. So then thank you so much for all the participants again, and thank you for your time. We'll end the session.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Kirti.
Okay, thank you, Sena.
Thank you, Shakti.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Pascal.
Thank you, everyone. Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you too, sir.
Thanks, everyone.
I will just add
Thank you very
my
much.
email address for the moment.
Thank you.
Even we have sent you mails to everyone. You can come back on that mail and give us your ideas. The invitation mail which you have sent, same address you can use.
Thank you
Okay,
very much.
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
you very
you.
much.